So for the last, but not the least, talk of the afternoon for this session, I'd like to introduce Daniel Wrzezinski, who's speaking with us from a unique perspective regarding living with a Fontan-Kreutzer operation, patient perspective.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Dan Wrzezinski. I'm 44 years old from Pittsburgh. I'm married and have a 16-year-old daughter. I appreciate you having me speak today. Unfortunately, I couldn't make it in person, but I appreciate your time. Obviously, with the Fontan conference going on, me being a Fontan patient, I appreciate Dr. Saroff asking me to speak. I was little history, little medical history with myself. I was born with a single ventricle heart, had some procedures, 2 months at 5 years old. And then my Fontan was done at age 10 in 1989. And really before the Fontan, I would have trouble keeping up. After school, running around with friends, I could probably go 10, 15 minutes and then, really become shortness of breath, headaches, things of that nature. And then, at age 10, when I had my Fontan, that really set me up for a very normal life. I was when I thought about this conference and speaking, I was kind of laughing to myself because, I think I had 10 or 15 minutes kind of allotted to speak, and there's not a whole lot to speak on the Fontan. I mean, I had it at age 10 and it really set me up for a very normal life. School full-time, work full-time, for the last 20, 25 years. When I got into my late teens, I didn't even, this is probably a fault of my own, but I didn't even see a cardiologist from my late teens up until, 40 years old. I mean, that's how normal of a life that I had. And then, age 40, 41, a few years ago, started to slow down a little bit. That's when, kind of Dr. Saroff came into my life, which was perfect timing, her to come on board and with Children's Hospital with having, such a deep background with Fontan patients. The start of COVID, I was walking, I was in great shape. I mean, I was walking, anywhere between 5 and 10 miles a day because everything was closed down. There was nothing to do. And I was in great shape walking, my daughter and I, and then, kind of as summer progressed and into the fall, I started slowing down quite a bit. Like I could only go probably a half mile without having to sit down, which obviously is a pretty dramatic drop off. So met with Dr. Saroff and we did a pacemaker kind of as a bridge to kind of the ultimate goal of having the heart liver transplant, which I had last October 4th. So it's been 8 months now. And it worked out really well. I felt pretty good going into it as far as health wise. I was pretty strong. I felt confidence in all the doctors and the surgeons, Dr. Krasarowski doing the heart and Dr. Hughes doing the liver, meeting with them, not only with them, but the heart failure team and the liver team, nutrition, going through the whole valuation process, week-long process, meeting with all the heart team and the liver team. I really felt comfortable after meeting them that this was going to be a success. I tell people all the time that, kind of I had the easy job in this of, kind of exercising and eating right and taking my meds, daily and at the right time. And, I don't think that's too much to ask, but, going back to Fontan, because it is a Fontan conference, just an amazing procedure for me. Like I said, there's not a whole lot to talk about as far as the Fontan from my perspective and that's a great thing because it really set me up from age 10 for 30 years of living a very, very normal life of work, of family, of traveling. So, it was really a kind of a game changer for me. And then leading into the transplant, it was a couple stressful years, obviously, and kind of a stressful last, 8-9 months. But and I've had a few bumps in the road, but overall, I've felt really good. And it's given me a second chance. Dr. Stroff, like I said, she came into my life at kind of the perfect time. The timing was kind of crazy how it worked out, but even meet with Dr. Feingold and Dr. Goldstein, who I believe are speaking today, and Dr. Malik, who I believe speaking also, on the liver side, just amazing people. Dr. Kazarowski and Dr. Hughes, I owe so much to them. The surgeons are amazing. I had a nurse say to me one time how it's a miracle, and like, I don't look at it like that at all. Like it's you get to spend time with all these people and you realize how highly trained and highly skilled and passionate they are for people and their well-being. It's not a miracle. It's them knowing what they're doing and executing properly. And that's, kind of how this has worked out for me. And that's how I look at it. And I couldn't be more thankful. I have an amazing support system with my wife. My parents are, I'm lucky enough they're still around. They're amazing. And 2 older brothers that are still local that, I have such an amazing support system that, I look back and I don't know how, people make it through stuff like this without an incredible support system. So thank you to the doctors in attendance and that are not in attendance. And I'm doing great. The Fontan for me was amazing. Hopefully these conferences keep going on and they're an annual event. And hopefully I can, next year be in person and get to meet everyone. So appreciate your time. Thank you very much. And hopefully see you soon. Thanks.